All right. We're finally back. We're finally back at it, getting to do another one. Sadly, though, Alex will not be joining us for this week and probably the next week. So we have our special audio sound only friend here.
That's right.
For some reason.
Mm. Video Ninja
He's-
wanted to fight him for some reason on his camera, so we'll just get over that. We'll figure that out for the future. Probably too high quality a camera for Video Ninja.
yeah, it's like, oh, I don't want to work on
I
this
can't.
this
Wait,
peasant website
4K? Nah,
4K.
this shit
Nah.
better be 720 if you want to come through this. Now, I guess as you were not one who had to play Silent Hill 2 as a part of this, I'm assuming you're not gonna have a whole lot to say as we go through this.
No.
Okay, that's fair. But I don't think we're gonna have a whole lot to say either. Fajon and I. Well, so I will say, Fajon, you beat the game. You told me you beat the game.
hmm
I did not have the time to beat it because I was driving to California on Monday when we talked about when I talked about trying to play it more. So my entire week was filled with just behind the wheel for too long. But I know how it ends, and I know what I want to talk about it, as well as some of the things that are at the end. So I think no matter what, we'll get a good perspective going through it all.
Okay.
Oh.
So, where do you want to start?
Ah, shit. Sorry. Go on.
Where do you want to start? Like,
Well, hold on. I set up a whole thing and I goofed it. I added things to the OBS, but it has not been 100%. There we go.
oh,
All right. So now I have boxes here because Feijhan, let's talk first about how did it age? Did it age well or did it age like milk? I have
uh,
added things. I got
um,
scrolling text. I got a little ticker box at the top for what we're talking about.
oh, oh, you went up. You went up. I would say, I would say, as a story and concept, it aged like wine. Actually, playing it, that shit is more spoiled
Mm.
than like a carton of school milk that fell off the bus for some reason in
Oh
the
my
middle of summer.
Jesus, that's a little brutal. It's just tank controls. Like I know tank controls are kind of antiquated a little bit by
That's
nowadays, but like,
man, it was like I
mm,
as running through it was getting through it was so
I will say in terms of it,
painful.
I will agree with you that absolutely. This video freeze or oh no, it just took that long to get the line done.
Nah.
Okay. I will agree with you. Concept, story, and characters still good. Aged well. Nothing wrong with a lot of the stuff that happens in it. All of it's really well done. I want to disagree with you more on the tank controls aging poorly, but at the same time, I definitely went into some hallways and had to fight a
Yeah,
little bit to get through some of the things.
that said, that said, I want to touch on how I figured out what Silent Hill was. I
Mm,
saw the movies or movie on
Bad place
sci-fi.
to start.
you
Yeah,
wait. You saw wait. Okay, you say movie. Did you watch the first one or the second one?
I don't know which one I watched. All I remember is Pyramid Head,
Damn it,
Prism
he's in
Head,
both of
or
them.
whatever. He's in both. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
because
Well,
the Silent Hill series is
it had
fucking.
the girl. It was a girl, and she had to just like transfer from a school or something. I don't
You
remember.
watched the second one. Oh
Yeah.
shit, you watched the second one. That one's
Okay.
so fucking bad. Dude,
Okay. Listen.
I can't believe you
Listen.
saw
I
the
was
second one first.
I was young, and I was young and I was just in the like stuff being cheesy or corny or just like funny bad didn't bother me because like it was cool to me. I like if I watch it now, I would probably realize how horrible it was because
That was cool.
Young me thought Sharknado was cool. All right,
Oh my
Dang,
fucking
you
god.
old.
so,
Yeah, yeah. Fajon's definitely unk if he thinks Sharknado was cool.
so
Did I say that right? Did I
so
do it right, Fajon?
yeah, I'm up
Okay,
for real.
thank you.
I'm up. But I thought so. It didn't really bother me. I thought, oh, it's kind of cool. So I started. So I saw that first, and then like was searching like this content for, it, and I wasn't expecting there to be a game series. I was looking for
Mm.
like lore theories or like that type of stuff
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
just watched the movie. But I ended up finding out that a YouTuber I had already watched did a whole walkthrough of this game,
Walkthrough or
and I watched.
playthrough?
Oh,
I feel like they're different because a playthrough is like you sitting there and
what's
actually
it?
having commentary while playing it. A walkthrough for me has always been like
Silent.
puzzle guides, things like that, like
Okay,
solutions.
then playthrough. I played through.
Okay, sorry, that's just how I've always looked at it.
I never, I don't know. I didn't know that was a
No,
thing.
no, that's just,
I
that's
just
just
thought I
that's
thought
just
they were
me.
the
I just
same thing
wanted
to
to
be
know
honest.
if it, like this is someone who was talking over it as they were playing and
Oh
doing
yeah, he
like
was talking over.
commentary.
That's how he got the line, or I consistently remember the line. Fuck you, chair, because he was also complaining about the controls.
Oh yeah, I mean, I will say as much as the tank controls I think could have aged better. Like Resident Evil 4, excuse me. Resident Evil 4 almost like perfect tank controls. You could probably play that now and like feel like you're playing a video game. These tank controls are definitely a lot like actually driving a tank. You actually have to stop, back up and turn, then go straight
Yeah.
again. Resident Evil 4 is a little bit laxer on it and there's like a quick turn button. There are things there that make classic Resident Evil 4 better with it. This,
But
yeah.
yeah.
But I will say, tank controls did not age great. Camera angles aged perfectly for me.
Oh no, the angles look phenomenal. It was just like certain situations where I'm like, I want to do this thing. Why is it so hard for me to maneuver to be able to do this thing? Basically.
The reason I even say camera angles is because there's some shots, I don't think we'll get to it in the video, but when I'm in the hotel where you're going down a hallway and the camera's right behind your
Look,
head and it's a super freaky angle and it's like,
yeah.
man, fixed camera angles were so good. And I hate that we don't do a lot of games like with them anymore unless they're like homages. Like there's no new concept that uses fixed cameras. They're always
I
like
think
Resident Evil or Silent Hill inspired games, and that kind of sucks.
yeah, usually like indie games.
Yeah, but even then, like those indie games are
Like
like inspired by
like what's yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like what's it called? Mouthwash?
mouthwashing.
Really good game.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's all
mouthwashing.
first. That's all first person.
Well, I'm talking. Well, with some of the shots, essentially, that was
Some of
they kind of like
yeah,
some of them. They kind of gives me that feel.
you played
What I mean,
mouthwashing.
DMC also does it too,
I
right?
watched
Yes.
And then
mouthwashing.
5 did it as like an homage to its own game.
Yeah. No, it did it to Resident Evil, which would it was originally going to be.
No, 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 no.
No, yeah,
DMC original.
DMC
But yeah,
one
it was.
classic.
I mean, 3 had fixed camera angles too.
Yeah, and those were
4
ass
did too, actually.
sometimes. God, dude, some of the
And they were
times.
pretty bad.
So Phasia, for context, in DMC 3, I think it happened to be more in 4 for some reason. They had fixed camera angles, and it was a character action game, so you're like flying around the screen comboing shit. But when you're exploring and running around, there'd be fixed cameras, but you would have to change the direction of your stick depending on where you are running. So there were times where I'd be running forward and then the camera would change and then I'd run back through the door I just came in through. It's like, God damn it, just let me run straight. And then DMC5 just said, you know what? we'll give you easier cameras, but not all the time. Sometimes we'll fix them.
Not all the time. um, but yeah, I was so. But yeah, that's kind of how I figured out about the series, and then I just always wanted to play it, so the podcast was like perfect
Worked
opportunity
out.
because yeah, because I didn't have a PS2 and you guys showed me how to get a PS2 that actually worked to
Yeah,
be able to play this.
yeah, no
So,
problem. No, yeah, we all
well,
went
you
through
had an
the
X one.
we all
You
went to
have
the
four. I
we
don't
all
know
went to
why.
the same store and we all bought a PS2 together from the Goodwill.
Um, but yeah, that's. I mean, I would say it's still nostalgic for me
Well,
because I
Fajon,
don't
if you
know.
want to get into nostalgia,
Uh,
is it nostalgia or is it just as you remember?
it is not just as I remembered.
To be fair, your memories of it are weird because they're not, I don't want to say
Yeah,
tainted, but they're
yeah,
tinged with another person playing it
yeah,
and
yeah,
probably being more into what it's trying to do.
yeah. So I would say very much so. Like when the YouTuber I watched played it. He when he plays this type of stuff, he as he's playing it kind of gives um his own retrospective or thoughts and opinions as the game goes on. Like he kind of like deep dives on like stuff
Hmm.
that's happening as stuff is happening,
Oh, okay.
or gives his theories on stuff as it's happening with these types of games. So, and a lot of the stuff he was saying was kind of like right and like spot on. So he's essentially just lore dropping as he was playing.
Yeah, so the thing with Silent Hill 2 in its place in the Silent Hill series is that there's a podcast that I listen to as well called Castle Super Beast, and they said this a while ago, and I think it is like true and not in a bad way, but Silent Hill 2 absolutely ruined the Silent Hill series because it was so good, but it was a such a departure from what the first game and the third game's plots are, even though 1 and 3
There's a third game.
there's 4. There are
That's
4 main title Silent Hill games. And then there's Silent Hill like Revelations, um Downpour. There's a bunch of them. There's a ton of
I know
Silent
I've
Hill
heard of
games.
Down before.
Yeah, you only need to worry about 1, 2, 3, and 4, depending on who you talk to. Four's kind of weird, but it's fine-ish. The thing with Silent Hill is that Silent Hill 1 and 3 are sequels to each other. 2 is just this super weird, like completely divorced concept game from Silent Hill. Because
Well, I
Silent
think
Hill
that's
is about a cult, and this game has nothing to do with the cult that runs the town.
well. He is in that same town though, right?
Yes, the difference
Okay.
is that for James and everybody else in the town right now, in this game specifically, Silent Hill is manifesting trauma and I'm going to say insecurities about you as a person and like the
Yeah.
things that affect you and then manifest them. Whereas Silent Hill 1 and 3 are like, all right, this stuff is related to the cult and what we're doing. We don't worry about your own personal stuff. That just happens, but the monsters are related to a different thing.
Well, I was at you. I feel like the game is very much so as like a what's the best way to put this? Character deep dive. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's the
it's
right word.
character focused. It's absolutely
Um,
character driven in terms of just about everything that's happening.
um, and like I feel I like James as a character. I
He
like him as a character,
he's not
but
a
at the same
bad
time,
guy, but he's not a
he's
Is
a
he?
bad guy.
great guy
He
either.
you're not wait. You're not a bad guy. Wait, just because you're a bad guy doesn't
Doesn't
mean
mean
you're a
you're a
bad
bad
guy.
guy. Is what he did to his wife wrong? I'm not gonna ever make that judgment call because I'm have never been in that position nor do I envy James for being in that position.
I don't know. I was.
Go on.
I will say.
Yeah.
I
Nah,
don't.
you're like, yeah, James absolutely should have smothered his wife with that pillow. That shit was hype. Like,
No,
what?
no, no. I was about to say,
I gotta, so we can,
I don't
I want James to be free so we can go to that strip club and hang out with
go
Pyramid
to
Head and all the nurses after hours.
I mean, Pyramid Head do got that ass though.
Yeah.
I'm but
And then he's gonna go hang out with Pyramid Head's sister, Triangle Girl, and shit's gonna get crazy.
but no, I think I want to say I don't know. I haven't watched what I watched. I don't know of enough survival horror ish
Mm.
type games, and I might be completely off
So,
wall when I say this. This
no,
is like kind of first of its kind, right?
uh, a little bit.
Or like
So
genre
okay,
defining at least.
yes and no, because Silent Hill 2 is a survival horror game. You know, it has all the elements and it's, stringent on supplies, all that kind of stuff. Survival horror has definitely moved towards being, I don't want to say easier, but
Oh
less.
no, easier.
No, 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 but I don't mean easier in terms of just like combat or anything like that. Like older survival horror games made you kind of ration your resources a lot more. I played on normal for both puzzles and difficulty when I was doing this, and by the end of the hotel and when I got to the hospital, I had 150 rounds of ammunition for the pistol. Because I never used it. I just beat everything to death with a stick, you know? Like,
Okay.
I think the ease comes more from supplies just coming by you more naturally and having more of the stronger stuff than maybe you should. Like, did you play Resident Evil 2 Remake?
Have I?
Yeah.
I did not. I would. I I did like check it out and peep into it.
Mm,
I probably have seen about 2 hours of it,
okay.
and I will say that it seems you get shit like it's kind
Way,
of like they
way spread out. Like
yeah
Resident Evil 2 Remake is a way better, it's a more recent better representation of classic survival horror in terms of supply rationing. Like you get way less stuff than you would expect from like more recent games. Like even Dead Space. Dead Space is a survival horror game. You just get so much ammo for all your weapons that it leans farther away from the genre that it's in.
yeah. I'll say I feel the same way about um and maybe I'm just, like Resident recent Resident Evil games like Village.
Oh,
Village like
oh
the
yeah.
Village, the start of it, it was like, oh, it seems like you about to, you're gonna need to like actually pay attention. But like
Nah.
by the time I got to the castle with Miranda and all them, and especially after I just had so much shit, I was just
The the
dropping.
castle with who?
I said Miranda,
You mean I'm not
Lady
I'm
Demetrius.
yeah. Lady D.
No, by the time I got there, I was like, I was like the amount of stuff I have being able, and then like how it's just like literally section you can go to just like get shit so you could just upgrade your guns as much as you wanted to before even doing anything.
Yeah, it's yeah,
And
Resident Evil the more recent Resident Evils have definitely moved away from like survival horror as a core concept and turned a little bit more into action games. 5 4 is a little less survival horror. You do get a lot of stuff and your ability to hold on to things improves throughout the game. So it feels a
yeah,
little less stressful. It just depends on how well you play. Resident Evil
you,
5 definitely feels closer to older ones because you only have 9 inventory slots to work with the entire game.
I, I think even the Let's say even that 2
Speaking of,
remake.
we should do a co-op thing of Resident Evil 5.
I'm not for that.
Yeah,
But even the remake, because they
Alex is
remake.
gonna be mad you
I
say
think
that.
I know. That's
was
why I
it
said it.
2 they remade. I think it's 2 they remade recently
What?
that I played with Leon Resident Evil.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Even that, even the remake of that, it was like
Oh no, that's an
I
action
know it
game.
wasn't like
You're
I know.
parrying. You're doing all
Yeah, I was
sorts of
about to say
crazy
I
shit.
know I said I know the original was not like this at
Well,
all combat wise.
um,
At least to that extent, there's
no,
no
Resource
way.
management was still important in that game.
it
It
was.
still kind of is in remake if you play on the harder difficulties too.
Well, see, that's a caveat I don't like to put onto it because I think survival horror by default should be a little bit more
Should be
strict on it.
yeah,
But
like
I
I
think
feel like
overall it is close to original RE4 in terms of in terms of like playing it. Just remove parrying.
yeah, okay.
Honestly, just remove parrying and having the ability to get to the knife quickly, and re- remake and original are a lot closer than you think.
Okay.
Does
Um,
4 remake have free movement? Is it tank controls?
no, it's removed.
Okay, yeah,
You
okay.
just
Remove free
I think
movement.
it's similar.
I can't remember. It's been a
It's
while.
not
the
tank.
remake.
I mean, original 4 isn't
Hold
technically
on,
tank
let me see.
controls either.
Yeah, but you have to like stop to actually turn quickly.
Yeah, you still have to do that in remake.
Okay, then maybe it's close
I
to
mean, there's a
remake.
quick turn button, but I think original had that too.
It did. But only quick turn only went like full
Remakes.
180. Like it wasn't 90
I gotta go on the
degrees.
Steam library to see which one I'm talking. Make sure
Yeah,
I'm
you're
talking
good.
about the right game.
I think overall, but honestly, Silent Hill 2 is actually a lot closer to how I remember it. Personally, it has been a long time, but also it is closer to how I remember it playing it now than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot worse getting my hands on the sticks, but yeah, there's things about it
Yeah,
I do like, and I think the one thing I will say that I remember being just as originally I played it, that part where Pyramid Head throws you off the top of the hospital and you actually take damage couldn't piss me off more. I fucking
why?
hate that. You take cutscene damage. How is that fair? I don't care. I don't care. Oh, shut the fuck up. I don't care that they give you a med kit right afterwards. Like,
They wanted you to
that's
feel immersed in what was going on.
but like
I feel like that's fair. That's
if
why they
you
give
are
you the med
playing
kit.
that game terribly and have no healing items and then take this damage in a cutscene and then immediately have to use the thing you picked up, that sucks. And if they're gonna give you a med kit right afterwards, they might as well not even have you take damage. It's literally the same thing.
That well, yeah,
Like
I think that
it's the
adds more
fact they
immersion
put it.
to it though.
No, it doesn't.
At least for
No,
like
Pyramid Head
okay,
throws you down that throws you off the hospital
okay.
bed so you can complete a puzzle. If
I
he
will say
didn't
this.
do that, you wouldn't ever get out of the hospital.
I will say this. I feel like it's more immersive because I know there's been scenarios in game, or even not even just a game. It can be like fictional anime, except where you see some shit happen to somebody, or you see something happen to a character you're playing as, or one of you, and you're like, "How the fuck did they survive that?" That's how I feel about fighting games most of the time. I don't want to
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just for
Yeah. But
just like
like there's so
at
many
least they
like
tried something different.
no, because the thing with the hospitals, like when you get kicked off the roof, you fall from a fence into the building.
Mhm.
You're not even falling to ground level. You're falling back into the building into like the padded section of the hospital. You're not even probably falling as far as you think you are.
Or like $10 feet.
Probably more than that. But at the same time, it's like, just don't give me the med
Why?
kit.
Let me suffer if you're gonna just do that.
Yeah,
Basically.
like if you're gonna make me take damage, at least make the damage mean something, as opposed to not meaning anything at all because you gave me the ability to heal it. I was also lousy with health drinks and med kits when I got to that part anyway.
You know one thing I do appreciate about this game though. Do you have more slides before I say anything? Like more boxes?
I have one last one.
What is it?
We could just pull it up.
Uh,
It's your impressions at the moment of,
oh,
and more like
oh,
final thoughts as well.
oh, one thing I really enjoyed that I forgot that it did
Mm.
was I'm the type of guy, and you've seen me do this with various games we played, where I will just run past shit and not pay attention if it doesn't look like something I should like really care about.
Yeah.
If it kind of looks like side content, I'm not even going over there. I'm tunnel vision to whatever the main objective is.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, this game
I
probably
really
was
like
not great for you for that.
no. I love the fact, and I need every game moving forward in the future to do this, that anytime he runs past something
His neck
that
snaps
is
over
even
to it.
yeah, I just love if it even if something's over there, he's gonna like look
Yep.
because like for example like Dark Souls for example when we played that it was section where y'all said I needed to run down a kind of narrow path to get to something so I can be able to progress. And I'm like, how the fuck I'm supposed to know to go over there?
Use
You
your
know how
eyes.
helpful it would have
That's
been.
not the
You know
same. That is not the same thing. This is
no.
James doesn't look at critical paths. He only looks at items on the ground. That is not
No,
the
but I'm
same.
no. But I'm
Your
just saying it would be
inability to
useful. Like,
look.
no. I'm just saying, like, if in a game like that, like, if you're just running and your character just like just turns it over there, like maybe I look over there and I look. I sometimes you might look over an area and it just looks like, you know, invisible wall border. And like, oh, you know how useful that would be in a lot in so many games where your character just
I
just real
mean,
quick.
I hear you a little bit, but
That
I can't
10 out of
fully.
10 functionality.
Oh, absolutely. Games don't do enough. Look, James doing it right now. His neck is just like.
Yeah. Like how would you see that?
No, you absolutely wouldn't.
How would you naturally like I
Yeah,
that needs to
it's
be
great.
like so many games. Like I feel like they should own I feel like you know what? It should be in a lot of games, especially a lot of survival horror games. It should just only go away when you decide you want to put it on hard mode. That would be perfect. It goes away
Um,
when you put the game on hard mode.
I mean, I hear you, but also like, I think hard mode adjusts for that and just gives you less in general.
True. I hate that every time I see it.
And I'm trying to just run after it with a
Crawling from under
stick.
the car.
I mean, but I mean, I think the more important things to talk about with Silent Hill 2 is definitely towards the end and all the stuff with Maria and Mary.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that going through it now, older, and kind of not the first time you've seen it, but going through it yourself? What are your thoughts on it?
Not. I don't know. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
leading up to that, the story is more memorable. I honestly, by the time I got there, I can just care less about what they
Really
had going on. Yeah, like I mean, the cool concept parallels were
cool
cool.
concept. Faison,
The
you saying Pyramid Head is cool is the fucking
no, the
antithesis of Pyramid Head. Okay. It's
parallel. Like like I'm trying to remember. Like he was seeing his wife within this woman.
so
Or
the thing with Maria was that she is kind of like this weird. I think she what is Maria's deal? God, it's been a while.
manifestation.
Yeah,
No,
she's
like
not.
a
I don't.
manifestation of
She's real to a point, but is there more so as a projection of Silent Hill fucking with James a little bit more because she dies
okay,
twice in the fucking game.
okay, okay. I got that part.
And
I
the
was just
end
making sure.
I will say
Go ahead.
the ending I wanted to get was the one where you leave town with Maria and she in the cutscene, it's like a black screen, and you hear her coughing, and James goes, "We should get that looked at," as like it's just a repeat of everything again. That's the ending
That's
I
all I
want.
got.
That's the ending I wanted to get, but getting the endings in this game are really hard, and they're really weird and strict. So I don't think I was gonna be able
Uh,
to.
okay.
What ending did you get?
Um.
Did you drive your car in the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Pretty sure I
That's
did.
like the common one. That's the common one.
Pretty sure I did. He just. But no, it was. I don't. I mean, okay, I get that this one, and you telling me now that this how this work. I kind of figured out how it worked just from playing it, and kind of remember the stuff from when I originally watched it. But I don't know how I feel about the idea of just like the whole city town fucking with him, and that just being a essentially a projection.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
the idea is cool, but it's like, what the fuck are all these monsters projections of?
oh no, those are all related to your
The
thing.
cult?
No, to
Oh,
James's issues or like traumas or dealing with like his wife being sick.
oh, okay.
So I don't remember a lot of them. Like the lying figure is the one that has like her the arms are kind of like straight jacketed across
Yeah.
and like who kind of walk around and spit acid at you. Apparently, that one is meant to be like a reflection of Mary being harsh at James in like her final hours, like just be like berating him and insulting him. That's the idea. Like that's why its attack is it spits bile at you. Also, like Mary had a cough and was sick all the time, so that's a little bit more of the analog. Um, again, you're not gonna know. I think the biggest issue with a lot of the monsters in it is that they're so deep, and by deep I mean like maybe this it's a little much for your first encounters with them. You're never gonna know a lot of this stuff unless you like go listen to the devs talk about it or listen to people who sit there and just have like mastermind what happened. There's that. The nurses are a little bit more straightforward. James was pent up and he wanted to fuck more or less, and he just looked at the nurses and would feel super guilty about it because it's like my wife right there and she's sick, but I can't really do anything.
Yeah. Have
Also,
you?
this I didn't think about it. The strip club is literally next to the hospital. So
Oh,
he probably went to the hospital and then went next door and would just be super sad and go to the strip club.
have you? I do remember at a while ago. This was a long time ago, and I never searched this. But them saying the kind of like the plot of this game was kind of based off this book called Crime and Punishment.
I don't remember
Or
that.
Crime and something. Hold on, let me see. Uh,
I mean, I wouldn't doubt
actually,
it, but there was a hole here. It's gone now. Whatever the fuck that means.
okay, yeah, it's kind of based on the novel. Yeah, it's somewhat based on the novel Crime and Punishment because they wanted to go more into the psychological horror thing.
Right.
And let's see, make sure I read this right. Crime and Punishment focuses on the mental anguish and moral dilemmas of somebody named Rodian Ramaj. I can That is a Russian
Just
name for
skip
sure.
over it.
Uh, and improvise. Wait, an ex student in Saint Petersburg who formulates and executes plans to kill a pawnbroker for her money. He argues with the pawnbroker and performs good deeds and to counterbalance his crime while ridding the world of a worthless parasite. He also commits this murder to test his own hypothesis that some people are naturally capable of and even have the right to do such things. Which in James' case, he probably felt he had. I'm guessing that's that was saying he probably felt he had the right to do that since he was
No,
silver.
no, I don't think
I
that is
don't know.
not the takeaway there.
I don't know. I don't know.
Not
But
definitely not. He had the right. That's not
um,
what at all. I don't think what's going across. I would not look
well,
at. I would
it
not look
says
at these.
hypothesis, his own
No, no, no. I think you're reading too much.
delusional hypothesis.
No, I think you're reading too much into it. I think that book's plot is its own thing, and the psychological aspect, in terms of doing. I don't know about the parallels there because James does
What
not
I
ever
don't know.
seem to be like, this was my decision to make and nobody else's, like, at all.
Well, I don't know. Is this his mental anguish and moral dilemmas
Yeah, but that's just the book.
of?
Like, there doesn't have to be, just because something is based or inspired by doesn't mean that it's one to one. Like, what the book is
Oh no,
about
I don't
doesn't
think it's
mean.
1 to 1, but I can see what people mean why they pull stuff out of it probably.
Yeah, but you could fucking find anything in anything at a certain point. Who even knows if that's actually true? Just because
Yeah.
people just, like, unless the writers or a dev said something like that, I couldn't care less about what the fan speculation on what things could be based on.
Yeah, you remember Connor's playthrough of Expedition 33. He doesn't care at all about speculation.
Not
It's just
anymore.
boring to him.
Yeah, I don't. Well, because every time I would ask a question, just either to myself or to the call outwardly, I would get, who knows? And it's like, stop it, stop
You know
doing
what I
that.
do? What I say?
So
And
fuck it.
I
At
don't
that
know if
point,
I'm weird.
I'm not speculating anymore. I'm gonna sit there in silence and think my questions to myself.
One thing, and I don't know if I'm weird for this, but I don't know why. Like just looking at it right now, not on the screen, but just like looking at a screenshot. I don't know why I originally thought when I was younger that James on the boat and Leon on the boat were the same people.
I mean,
When
they
I
look pretty
originally saw,
similar.
I thought it was the
You're not
same game.
okay. Same game is a little wild, but James and Leon, I guess, share some similarities from a distance. I mean, a little
I was
bit.
like, I had to make, cause I remember like searching up Silent Hill too. That's how I ended up playing Resident Evil or finding out what Resident Evil is actually. I, cause I didn't remember, so I just searched "blonde man on boat in horror game,"
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, okay, that would
and it
get you a
gave me
lot for sure.
Leon, and it gave me Leon, and I was like, I thought this game was called something else. Resident Evil seems good.
I'll play
It's like,
those.
oh, yeah, I'll play those.
Tricked yourself into playing a different fucking series.
Trick myself to playing the enemy.
Playing overall, I
Overall, I mean, it's good. I would say when I originally watched it, just due to like the theories the guy watched
mm,
was giving as he was saying, and like how much I feel like he helped the world building. Because I think at that time I was what? I do not remember. I was probably 13, 14. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure Brad was probably like 26 to 30.
yeah. I will
So
say definitely having watching a playthrough of someone who is willing to just sit there and speculate or knows a lot and is like talking about what's happening is
yeah,
is
because I'm
probably a
pretty
really good
he
first experience because otherwise like a lot of this is just going to go over everybody's head. Cuz
yeah,
I don't know how you look at any of the stuff that's happening and extrapolate a
and
lot of
get
it
it.
into something.
Yeah, like because when I playing it, it was a lot of stuff that I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna lie. Some stuff would have did and would have 100% went over my head.
Yeah,
Like
I get another feeling.
but um, especially if I would have played this when I was younger. But like watching him because he was like he does other games like horror games and stuff. But like when he played it, he was just huge into Silent Hill type stuff like and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he had knowledge of what was going on and like everything
Yeah,
and all the shit.
the biggest thing with that though is like Silent Hill 1 couldn't be more different than what Silent Hill 2 was doing.
Well,
Like
no, it was a surprise to him too. I
no,
mean,
yeah, it's just like it's such a weird way to do like I don't even know why they would call it Silent Hill 2 because they're not even related.
it's just be a different game.
Yeah, it's completely different. Like other than like the setting, everything else about it is different. Like how the town works, the things that play, it's just so different. And then
Um,
every game after it, like not 3 or 4, but all of the other titles, Silent Hill titles, all try to be Silent Hill 2 and it never works.
oh, well, I mean, you kind of pigeonhole yourself. I feel like that's the same thing I
Well,
said
it's
with.
it's not even about pigeonholing yourself. The issue with all the other games is that they all try to do like stories of trauma, like or regret. Like James, like cuz James's character is all about regretting or, being sad about what happened. But all the
Yeah,
other Silent Hill games just tell bad stories is the problem. Like
well, no, I kind
they
of feel
all
like
do the concept, but none of them go well because the stories are garbage.
I kind of pigeonhole yourself. I feel like it. I don't know. It's like I said this about Far Cry. Also, like you just make that one good game. It's like okay. I mean, obviously they made 3 and 4, which I'm assuming weren't bad.
Far Cry's?
No, yeah, no. Silent Hill.
Yeah, three is good. 3 is genuinely enjoyed. 4 is like half and half. Like people like it,
Okay,
some people don't.
so I kind of feel like it's just like a lot of companies or even people that just write stories in general. You just have that like you have that smash product, that smash season, and it's like of course you want that, but it's like you don't want that so early where it's like nothing you do
Well, the
will be
the even weirder thing is that the later Silent Hill games only tried to copy what 2 did after 3 and 4. Like
what
that's
is
the
that
weird
because wait, is that because like they didn't know what else to do, or is that because they were already in production and
man.
they dropped two kind of like, oh shit,
No, no,
wait,
cuz
you,
I think after 3, the original Team Silent people, like the people who worked on 1, 2, and 3, they didn't work on the games after that. Like 4 and then all the other ones, I think are their own, are different
okay, that
people.
that kind of makes perfect sense to me because it's like if you're a new group of people coming to pick up a project, your first thought is probably like the gravitate to whoever the best performing one because you want a job.
Um, I wouldn't say best performing because I think 2 and 3 did about the same. It's just the people in charge were like, "Nah, man, we're doing Silent Hill 2 again," and everybody goes, "But we don't want to do
It's
Silent Hill
already
2.
done.
We don't want to do Trauma. We just want to make a cult story or something." It's all kind of weird.
uh, whatever happened, and this is a weird question. Whatever happened to the? Obviously, it, you said the second movie for this was bad, but
Yes.
whatever happened to like? I know Resident Evil had movies. Whatever happened to those? Did they even finish that?
Don't ask me that. I don't have an answer for you. Like I'm sure they finished whatever story they were telling with Alice, I think her name was.
Yeah,
I think that went somewhere.
there was another
Um,
movie with lichens. Oh my god! And I was wondering if that had a game too. Hold on,
Lichens.
it was had like
Underworld.
yes, was is that based off a game too or
No.
no?
No.
Okay. I
Underworld
listen,
is its own
Underworld,
weird
Silent
ass
Hill, and
thing.
Resident Evil, I
What the
thought
fuck?
were all roughly the same thing.
You're
I'm
crazy.
not even joking to you.
You're
I thought they were
crazy.
the I thought they were the same thing, and like this was like a global phenomenon, but
No.
everybody had different things going on in their part of the world
No.
because of whatever the fuck this
No.
virus was.
Underworld was the Matrix but with vampires and werewolves. Everybody's just in black leather with guns and they're flipping and shooting.
So cool.
God,
I
yeah.
don't care.
Underworld's so weird. God, that series is
But
such a
no,
fucking nightmare. It gets so weird so fast. It's so bad.
that's
But what
all I
about the
really had.
vampire werewolf hybrid?
That thing looked like
Yeah.
ass. Have you seen it recently? It's just a big blue guy.
Hold on. Hold on. Actually,
It's the Incredible Bulk.
Incredible book.
Yeah, that's all he is. He's just some ripped guy, but he's blue. But he's really strong.
Better be.
It doesn't look
Put a
that
lot of money
bad.
in that CGI.
Is it?
It
I don't
doesn't
even
look
think it's
that
CG. I
bad.
thought it was just like they just painted
It
a
is
dude in
no,
like a
just makeup.
bodysuit.
Yeah,
I
it
have no
doesn't look.
idea.
Yeah, it doesn't look that bad.
You're,
I mean,
you're, no, you're lying to yourself.
it doesn't look that bad.
No, just call it bad and move on, Sean. It's cool. We could say it's bad. We don't have to like everything about things we like. Everything else about Underworld's pretty fun. It's just that one part
Yep.
of it that's not great. And then the other movies, the sequels after that. Didn't one come out
There's-
recently?
oh,
No idea.
Recently,
I don't know.
2018 probably or some shit. Like
Let's see.
there was a more recent one after all the sequels.
The last Underworld movie came out in 2012. It's Underworld Awakening.
Really?
hmm
Damn, I'm old.
Wait.
Oh,
But they announced they
oh,
announced a trailer.
oh.
They announced. Wait, no. Actually, I'm so sorry.
Huh?
Underworld Blood Wars came out in 2016.
That's not nearly as close as I thought it was.
Underworld Blood that came out in 2016, and they announced Underworld 6 Legacy of Blood 2025 2 weeks ago.
I didn't even know about that one. Oh shit.
Oh, I know what I'm about to watch.
When are we gonna have our okay, we're gonna have a movie night, obviously. We're all gonna watch all the Underworld movies. Cause I'm sure they all aged great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Don't sound so excited. Oh. Alright. Final thoughts on Silent Hill 2?
I'm looking at this trailer and it just looks like
No, hold
Vampire
on. Let's
John Wick.
let's finish. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Let's finish this, and then we'll go to the other camera view, and we'll keep talking about Underworld.
No, we're good. You're good. We have to keep talking about it. I just want to say look like Vampire John Wick. But Silent Hill 2, we have to give our rating.
Would you recommend in this day and age people to play Silent Hill 2?
I would not recommend people play the original
Oh, okay.
unless you're just into nostalgia. I would recommend,
Hmm.
however, playing the remake.
Yeah. I'm so like half and half on it because the remake is a better video game. And it's a lot of the same and like from what I've heard, it does tell the story well,
It's
but
from what I've
it's
seen.
just like the voice acting of the original is just so
Oh no, the voice acting.
it's
I will
so
say the voice acting.
iconic and like
Yeah,
almost required. But
I if somebody can find a way to take these audio clips and lace them
oh, just
over
mod them
the
in.
remake, yeah, of the two.
I think the issue I think you could I think there's probably a way to do that, but from my understanding there's like new lines as well.
There is
So you'd have to
actually,
keep
yeah,
both and like layer them over. Or not layer them over, but like you'd go back and forth. Actually, it's
yeah.
funny because in there's a game there's a you ever heard of Tales of Vesperia? It's like an
I have heard of that, but I never looked into it.
so they put out a like definitive edition a while ago that had a lot of the Japanese version stuff that never came over to like the US version.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of like new dialogue and new yeah, just new dialogue for one of the characters, but they didn't get him back to do it. They got a different person to do the new dialogue. So you have the original cutscenes that are like Troy Baker talking, and I don't think
Mhm.
it's Troy Baker, but you know, a well-known voice actor doing the lines, and then a new cutscene happens, and it's a completely different
Boy,
voice, and it's kind of close. It's just close enough that you're like, wait, hold
if
on
it
a sec.
was kind of distorted, you might have not known.
It's but it was just so weird that like they didn't get him. They didn't even like reach out to him to get him to do the new voices. They just got a new person to do the new lines.
It was too expensive. He was out the
Probably.
budget. Yeah.
But it was just so
Like,
weird. And that's what I feel like it would be if you did it for this. Or like you put original VO over remake is you would get a lot of just flip-flopping a little bit
flip
depending on how
flopping.
much new dialogue there was. I don't think there'd be a whole lot.
I mean, I feel like I, I feel like all the new dialogue, at least from what I'm seeing, was just them kind of, cause going back to what we said about a lot of stuff would have went over people's heads.
Mm.
I feel like a lot of new dialogue was like them trying to help people understand.
Well, I think the
If
stuff
that
that was
makes sense.
yeah, I haven't played it, the remake, honestly. I just didn't really have a whole lot of
That's fine.
intention to. And so I don't know a lot of the new dialogue or like what new scenes there actually are. I think a lot of the stuff that is going to go over people's heads is more like enemies as they relate to James and his situation. I think that's the stuff that's going to go over people's head more. And a lot of the other stuff, I don't think you're able to actually put lines in that will explain them. Like a lot of it is just so like it's all like symbolism in a way. It's or analogs for things. None of it's I don't think you could ever write down lines of dialogue that would feel natural for a character to say that would actually expound on something. Like when you're jumping down the grave plots in the prison, yeah, it's never like there's no lines of dialogue you could ever write that James would say and that would feel natural that would come across.
Actually,
What?
well, I was saying it doesn't. For the most part, it actually remains unchanged.
You're right.
Um, it okay. Hold on. Let's see.
Do it on a
Kind of
read.
just focus. Nah, yeah, kind of, sort of. It kind of just okay. Okay, for what I see, it's not a lot of it was changed. It's just more of it was like updated for a more modern
Whatever that
audience.
means.
Whatever the fuck that
Yeah, I
means.
hate I hate that kind of I hate that lot that specifically because it's like okay, what does that actually mean? Because
How
I
much did English change?
yeah, well not even
Like,
that. Just like I don't know. I can't think of any content in Silent Hill that would they would need to rewrite dialogue for a modern audience. Like I don't think there's anything
it's,
that bad
Sounds
in
like they
there.
just changed the gameplay for a modern audience.
Is that
yeah, they changed. What
sorry? Go
happened?
ahead.
Wait, say that again. I didn't realize what you said.
Like it plays better, so
Well, yeah,
more
it plays
modern
better.
audience would play it.
I don't
Oh,
know. I don't really know how that works.
I thought we were talking. I thought when you said that, Faison, I thought you meant like dialogue or
Oh no, no, it says that. I'm seeing it says that
it does.
for
It says for
dialogue too.
dialogue that it was changed for more modern audiences. We gotta nail this
Like,
down. Oh, there's the map.
I gotta finish up.
All right, don't worry about it. We won't figure this out. It is not that. It is not a big deal.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna.
I'm gonna search.
No, I'm changing the scene now. All right. Oh, we're gonna let Fajon search it full in a bigger camera view so everybody can see him looking through the internet. We're gonna sit here in complete silence.
So okay, yeah, it is updated a little bit for modern audience. That's where I forgot his name, Eddie, I believe.
Yeah,
Where he said some just put the gun to their head.
yeah.
They changed that to say they don't to make it sound less suicidal. They just say gun to the head, and then
Oh, what?
they took out the some. Yeah,
That seems like
Yeah, I'm looking
Like
at.
wasn't intentional. They just that's how they wrote it.
That doesn't seem like anything that needed to be
Yeah,
changed.
he said
I don't know.
it took
I feel
out.
like
It's
dialogue in this game should not have been changed if there was any at
yeah.
all, but that seems so small. But I mean, I would need to see side by sides to even fully hear the difference. I
No, no,
doubt.
it's literally that's. It's I'm looking at. I'm looking at it. That's
Yeah,
one of them. He says some just put the gun to the head and then pow, and
yeah.
then the other one he just say gun to the head. He doesn't just say some. He takes out that whole some just put the gun to their head.
That's so
I guess
weird.
he's talking.
That's just that doesn't seem
Yeah,
like something needed to be changed, but sure.
I don't know. And then they would say he also there's also 26 references
Two.
to the original game, like dialogue that just
Oh,
reference to the original game.
oh, probably just like ambient dialogue or something, because you can explore more in a remake. Like, there's actually buildings you can go into to explore. So I'm sure there's other shit in there. Probably shit about opening a can of light bulbs.
Yeah.
Fucking weird ass puzzle solution. Who puts light bulbs in a can and seals the can?
Wait,
What?
what if you don't want anybody to steal those light bulbs?
They just steal the can though. And you've lost the light bulbs.
But they don't know. But they don't know what's in the can. If you grab that can, it feels light. It does. It doesn't feel like food
You
in
would
there. Nothing.
hear
You probably just
stuff
gonna put
in
it back
it.
down.
You would hear like
You're right.
clinking.
I mean,
You'd think
okay,
there'd be
you're right.
more
Okay,
value in that can than there would be originally.
you're right. Okay, actually, the fact that you said that,
It's just
you would
such a
hear the
weird
clinking.
it's just such
At
a
that
weird
point, I would
puzzle
think it's
solution.
money.
I just like to think of like a bunch of Japanese guys sitting in a room just going, "What if we put light bulbs
In a can.
in a tin can and it's sealed and you got to find a can opener to get it?" I was like, "What?
I
What
don't.
goes on at your
That,
house? Don't
I don't
worry
know why.
about it, but put it
I
in."
forgot about that outside the fact, but like I would say some of the puzzles that these types of games have are just so off the wall sometimes.
Hey man, you got to go get that 6 pack of juice and to clear the trash chute to get the key. What?
What?
It's just some weird ass puzzle solutions.
How is the
For
juice
sure.
even enough to clear that?
Heavy
How do you
juice.
know that's
Hey man, that's a 6 pack. That's a 6 pack of juice.
that's,
That
that's,
shit's
that's a,
heavy.
how dense is this liquid?
Real dense. It's made with real fruit and vegetables, man.
Real fruit.
Yeah, it's just dense. It's got the
All
weight
right.
of the food in the bottle. Yeah, I love the juxtaposition of shit like that of like, all right, you're gonna use this 6 pack of juice to clear the trash chute, and then later on in the game, all right, you're gonna lower these nooses to match the sections. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're going
It
places.
was it was one puzzle that pissed me off, and I cannot remember the game. I'm trying to think. You had a. It was. I think it was a Resident Evil 4 remake, actually. But what was it? It was something around the water area.
Oh, you're talking about the fucking sliding puzzle, the one where you put in the little things and you have to slide them around.
Yeah.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Isaiah
Like
sat there
Yeah, I
and
what?
watched
watched me
Connor
struggle.
struggle there.
God damn it! I was gonna say
Like
it.
what?
Yeah,
Like
he literally he sat there and he watched me fight myself over it because I was just struggling so hard for no reason with it.
it annoyed me. See, at least you're not alone.
I didn't want to be in company. I don't want this company. All right?
We can
I want
struggle together, brother.
I don't want to struggle. That's the thing, Faison. I don't want to struggle. And I gotta sit
There's
here and I gotta
beauty in the
struggle.
struggle, Connor.
And fuck the
There's
struggle.
beauty in the struggle.
Fuck that struggle. That struggle sucks. That struggle's dumb.
That struggle sucks.
Oh. I will say there is a really funny thing about a lot of the puzzles in some of the later Sound Hills because the puzzle difficulty, if you normal and hard are actually really different, especially in the later ones. So in 3 specifically, there's a puzzle that on normal you have to put like these Shakespeare novels in an order,
Mhm.
but on hard you actually have to know what each Shakespeare play is about to put them in the correct order. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is
You,
a
you have to know, and
how,
then you can
bro. The
place them.
amount. Okay, I don't know shit about coding on computers or coding or whatever. I feel like that would take unreasonably long,
I mean,
or
no.
like just
Okay.
more time in general. Just to
So the
no.
no, I don't think so because also you got to think about it at the time. Like the Silent Hill games are pretty much straight lines. Like you could finish the game and then just go back and add all the difficulty shit after the fact. Also, they actually knew how to make games back during the PS2 era. Unlike today where shit's 300 gigs and it's still ass and isn't done on release. These games
Call of Duty.
well, more than Call of Duty. There's definitely so many games that do
Oh
that
yeah, there's
now.
more,
Call of Duty is
but like they
definitely
do it
huge.
cause they do it consistently.
Consistently. Yeah.
They do it every year.
It's pretty rough. Ugh. All right.
Battlefield. That's another one.
I think we've gotten our feelings out for Silent Hill, but I didn't say it. I think I would still recommend people play the original, even just for a little bit,
Oh,
even just for a little bit, and then go to remake.
I feel
Just to
like
get the differences, just to feel the differences. I want people to appreciate how good they got it now, as opposed to how it used to be.
I will say this. I feel like, and you're gonna be like, "That's no time at all." When I say this,
Mm-hmm.
everybody should play up until you like. They should play all the way up until you get that cutscene at the cemetery, and you say, "Aren't you looking for somebody?"
What the fuck?
That's it. That's it. Cause that
That's
I don't know why that is the most iconic shit to me. Like just that part specifically,
I
just getting there
no, I
and
would
that part.
say
Yeah.
no, I would say
Okay, how
the
far? How far?
bare minimum start of the hospital. Because that's not that far in.
It's
You
not that
you
far.
you and you deal with every aspect of the game. You hear the voice acting, you meet characters, you do some puzzles, you do some combat, you see Pyramid Head, like,
I didn't,
and you meet Mary or Maria.
the hospital is weird for me because I just hate it running through there.
That's
Janky ass
fine.
camera.
Yeah, but at least they get to experience the janky
Experience
ass
the
camera.
jank.
Yeah, you gotta experience a little jank.
I'm just glad games have progressed the way they have because I am babied and I love it. I am not ashamed to say it. Between this and Fallout 1, I
Yeah,
was losing my shit. I
yeah.
don't think I want to put. I don't know if I want to. What other games I got on there? Let's look at the wheel. I think we should spin the wheel.
No, we're not spinning
That's
the
what.
wheel.
Why?
No, Faison, we're not spinning the wheel because we have our guest here who is going to pick the game.
Oh.
I didn't
Oh.
say I'd do that.
Oh,
Oh.
that's.
Shut down. Shut down.
I thought you had like a surprise pick if I was gonna wait. Well, then
Do
hold
you have a
on.
surprise pick? Don't make it rough.
No, it's fine. I can set it up
Did
real
you not want to
fast.
spin the wheel because Alex wasn't here?
Pretty
I
much.
guess.
Oh.
That was more. Yeah, I mean more or less just because in case.
Yeah.
Well, because my thought was if he wasn't here, I don't think we should put his games on the wheel because he probably wants to play those more than we do at a certain point. Like he wants
What?
to
What?
revisit them a little bit, and I wouldn't want to
Wait.
leave him out of the stuff he wants to play.
Yeah, that
What
makes
is?
sense.
It's not as like he's gonna be gone for like 2 months. It's only another week.
Yeah, but he wouldn't get to play the game he wants to play for a week, if at all. Also, he's not going to be back here next week, so I don't see the point in pick if one of his games gets picked and
Okay, spin it, and if one of his games get picked, we spin again.
what the okay, sure.
That's a good.
Well, then hold on. I got to do some resizing. I didn't have the scene ready.
No, gotta have those scenes ready.
Hey, shut
Dude,
up.
I'm looking at, I just opened my channel and look at some comments, and this comment says, Fajon, will you marry me?
Are you?
Their problem?
Yeah.
How much money
Oh,
is
you one of those. Got it.
I'm very much a gold digger. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like
Uh-huh.
in a lot of those situations, it's like,
Say no? Where's this going?
yeah, you can say no, but it's like sometimes just like I feel like if a random or like a woman just comes up to you and say, "Will you marry me?"
Go
I
on.
feel like I gotta say no,
Correct.
unless
I'd
there's a bag on the other side.
Shut the fuck up. All right, what am I adding in replace of Silent Hill 2 on this list?
Oh, what are you adding? You should add. Mm, that's a good one.
Because yeah, we picked one of yours, so you gotta pick another one.
Let's see what I had on there.
The colors on this wheel are honestly piss me off because they're not.
Did we have a? We downsized the wheel, right?
Yeah, it's 2 per. So you still have Dying Light 2 on the list or on the wheel. So you just need one other thing
Do
from
you still
your.
have that original list or
Oh,
no?
oh, I go to the important links, and then I put a new version of the list that's easier to look at.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I do not remember what all that's.
don't worry, I fixed the list.
I appreciate that. Wait, is the right list?
Important links
Which
towards the
one?
bottom.
The in retrospect list, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I also penned them, so if you just want to look at it that way, that's also might be a little bit easier.
Do I have?
Silent Hill 2 probably
Do
isn't
I have
off.
Dying Light on there?
What is it?
You said I have Dying Light on there, right?
Yeah, Dying Light 2 is on the wheel.
Okay. Do I have Second Son on there?
No.
Actually, no, don't put that because I remember we said it was gonna be really hard to get a hold of that. So don't even worry
Yeah,
about
that
that.
one's going to be a little bit more annoying to do.
Undertale.
Oh.
Mhm.
Have you never played Undertale?
Nope.
Wow.
I just know who Sans is.
Yeah, Sans
That's it.
Undertale. All right. Got the wheel. Let's see what we get. That's a oh
Oh,
wait. Oh shit. Wow. Just barely past Alex's game and into mine.
it was like, oh, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get.
Pretty
You.
much.
Nah, we
I
ain't gonna
know
get
I
you.
know he really wants to do that one, so I'm glad we're not doing
I
it
do
while he's
too.
away.
Oh,
All right.
I do. I remember him saying that too. And after he's mentioned it and I researched what it was, I was like, I kind of want to play that one too.
Yeah. So yeah, we can. Okay, so this has been Alex has not gotten the game, so that after we finish Ratchet and Clank 1, we'll let him just pick one because he hasn't gotten a pick from
Yeah,
his list in a while.
yeah. It was like, what? Has he got to pick a game yet?
To pick one? No, but like the wheel has
Or what?
just
Like, have
the
one
the
picked
wheel
for
has
him?
never the wheel has never blessed him.
Okay.
Ratchet and Clank 1. You know, Faison, I know you said you didn't want to play older games anymore, but
Mm.
welcome back to the PS2 era.
I mean, this one will probably
It's
be
more
fine.
platform.
This
It's a platformer, right? So it's not even
yeah,
kind of ish.
kinda. There's some guns. There's a wrench.
Yeah, I mean, but it plays more like a. Is there a remake? Actually,
No, not of one.
This is a relatively new one,
Yeah,
if
but
that's what you're thinking about.
yeah, the new one is like a retelling of almost the entire story. But Ratchet and Clank 1 for the PS2 was its own thing and very
I
different.
don't remember Ratchet and Clank, but I do. What's this? I think it's Sly Fox. Is that? Do I
Sly
got that
Cooper.
completely wrong? Sly Cooper. Yeah, there we go.
You probably think it's Sly Cooper. This is
There you
absolutely Ratchet and Clank was definitely part of the uh animal main character era where every main character had to be an animal of
go.
some kind,
Animal.
even if it
Yeah,
was a fictional
Sonic.
creature.
We got Ratchet and Clank. We got Sly Cooper. Who else we had? We had What's the other dude? It was before Ratchet and Clank. He wasn't really. He was an animal, but he was an animal. I can't think of his name. It was a different dude. He had like
Thinking of
yellow
Jack and
hair,
Dexter?
yellow golden. Yeah,
You're only thinking of
come
Animal
on.
because of Daxter.
I know.
I wouldn't. Okay, I mean,
I mean,
sure.
he's kind of animal. He got elf
Not
ears. So I
not.
consider elves animal.
What the fuck? Wow.
They're
Wow.
not real
Okay.
people like you and me. They're not
Okay.
humans. Like...
Wow, it only took 10. It took what, 10-ish episodes to get to this point? Wow, that was
They're not-
fast. Thank God I wasn't the one to do it. Thank God I was not the first one to break and go to that part. Whew.
Oh, what? What?
I'm never letting you live that down. Anytime an elf character is mentioned, I'm gonna look at you. In anything. I'm like, yeah? You got thoughts and feelings, Space Jam? Dirty fucking tree
Real people
people?
like you, like you real people like you and me.
That's fucking crazy. That's funny. That's good. All right. I think we're good. Faison, you can use the PS2 that you have for Ratchet and Clank
Okay.
1. We can look through and make sure we got a good disc to go off
Okay.
of, so we should be fine for it.
Nice.
All right. Well then, I think that is all, and that we will end it here. A little short 1.5 1 hour episode.
Bye bye.